My boyfriend clapped my and my best friend's cheeks at the same time, and now I feel extremely betrayed. Plus update. Posted by you/ulerra. Just the other night, I was hanging out with my best friend and my boyfriend in her apartment. It started out innocently enough with us playing games and watching movies. Then we started playing Never Have I Ever, and the questions were pretty sexual. She then asked, "Never have I ever had a threesome?" And both me and my boyfriend said no. Her entire vibe changed, to the point it was scary, and she looked at us both. She said, "What if we did something crazy?" I kind of laughed because no part of me could have ever fathomed what she meant. But then she scooted closer to my boyfriend and started kissing him. He wasn't stopping her. I just froze. It felt surreal, like a dream or a nightmare. There they were making out like it was the most natural thing in the world. I think I had a trauma response of sorts and kind of, tricked myself into thinking this was normal. I can't explain it. But it's like my brain wasn't ready to feel the extent of what was happening, so it tricked itself. They started undressing each other, and on instinct, I undressed myself too. This isn't a sex sub, so I won't go into the dirty details, but a full-fledged threesome occurred between us. The next morning, I woke up at first believing I had dreamt it, but there they were naked on the floor together. I still couldn't process what the hell occurred, so I just kind of ran out. When it finally hit me, I had a full-fledged breakdown. I've gotten calls and texts from both of them asking if I'm okay. I haven't responded. I can't respond. I've thrown up twice from the intrusive memories. I didn't want this. Why did I go along with this? Why didn't I stop it? Why did she start it? Questions just keep swimming in my brain. I don't know what the hell to do. Last text from my boyfriend was,
"I hope you aren't upset. I think that was such a special event in our relationship, even though it was insane."
He's knocked on my door and I haven't opened it. I have no idea where to go from here. I still love him, but I can't look at him the same. I mean, I effing saw his schmeat go in and out of my best friend, not to mention her. I feel like I've been betrayed in the most disgusting way, even though I let it happen and participated. Am I right to feel like they did wrong in the worst way? Update. Hey guys, I figured I should add this to my post rather than respond to a bunch of people with it. I met up with my boyfriend about the situation. In a nutshell, this is what I got out of him. I asked a lot of questions. No, he hasn't been sleeping with her the whole time. That night was the first time. He didn't actively want to sleep with her, but he wouldn't have said no either. He put this down to being a horny guy. He thought that the vibe was super sexual even before she came on to him, and that he expected it to happen and thought I did too. He mentioned how sexual the questions were, and her straight up saying we were turning her on with our answers. She did say this, but I thought she was joking. He didn't push her away because he thought it would be a fun experience for all of us. He admitted to being turned on by her boldness and doing it in front of me. He thought that if she did it so easily, it meant she and I talked about it beforehand, and that's why we invited him. They didn't have sex after I left, but they did express regret over possibly hurting me, and he left as soon as he could. I asked if I could see his phone to see if he'd been talking to her. He admitted that they did message a bit after the ordeal, but it was nothing serious. I asked if I could see, and he got kind of panicky, which made my heart drop. He was like,
"Let me remind you that I was still in the mindset that it was a special moment for us."
So I knew I was going to get sick from what I saw, but I needed the full truth of the situation, so I asked anyway. He showed me their DMs. They went something like this. Let me know if you get in touch with Ulerra.
I will. Can I be honest, though?
Of course.
Last night was the best night of my life.
Me too. I feel bad that Ulerra might feel bad, but God, it was so hot.
I'll be sad if we can't do that again.
You're everything Ulerra said you were.
She talks about me like that? I'm embarrassed, LOL.
All the time, I low-key wanted to see for myself. After that, he started complimenting her sex skills and stuff, which I quickly skimmed over because I knew I'd get sick if I fully processed them. I skimmed over the rest of the conversation, really, because at this point I just couldn't handle seeing anything else of that nature. I scrolled up in their DMs and only saw occasional memes and reposts, so I'm pretty confident that last night was the first time. It still doesn't make me feel better, though. Considering while I was having a literal breakdown, they were complimenting each other's sex skills and bodies. I told him to leave, and he begged me to forgive him for everything, but I told him to go do her again since he loved it so much. At this point, I'll probably block them both and just focus on healing and moving on, because I know I'm not the kind of person to get over that at all. Thanks everyone for your advice and support. It truly made me feel worlds better.